What is up, everyone? Um, I have a lot to review today because I had the bias completely right today. I knew the draw and liquidity. I knew essentially what was going to happen. Now, I was wrong about how deep we were going to manipulate, but I knew we were going to expand up today. And I knew we were going to move off this 4 hour breaker. And it's frustrating because still somehow like I can't get the trade. So in today's backtesting session, we got to figure out where our entry was, what we can learn from today, because obviously there was definitely somewhere to enter. I missed out. I think I was a really good inversion for like up to the upside at some point. So we're gonna look at that, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. So yeah, we're gonna make a new folder for today. So this is let's see how do I mark it out usually. 12-1-25. Alright. So there we go. So it's too bright actually. So you might be wondering, what are you even talking about? What 4 hour breaker? Well, actually it was a 1 hour breaker. No, it's a 4 hour breaker. So you see this highest up close candle, right? Before this move, this giant dump. This highest up close candle, I know it's going to be very sensitive because it came before the giant dump that took out the data low. So I know that this breaker is going to be sensitive. So I actually went down to a 1 hour and I grabbed this highest up close candle and dragged it over, and I was saying, okay, we're gonna frame a model using this 1 hour breaker. This is a very high probability PD array, right? And I knew this. It was very screaming in the face obvious, right? It's the highest up close candle before the giant dump. So it's obviously going to be a really nice breaker. So I'll even mark this out and take a screenshot of it, like very obvious and nice breaker before the move down. But you can see why, right? It's the highest up close candle before this giant move lower. Anytime that happens, it's like, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. So let's go ahead and put this in there. 1 hour breaker was super nice, and I've talked about that before in the past. But the question I'm running into is like, okay, I knew the bias so obviously. Why could I not get the entry, right? And that's what I'm trying to figure out. Maybe I needed to drop down to 15 minute and use the 15-minute breaker. And now that I'm looking at it, that's very possibly what needed to occur. We actually maybe even used this whole thing, so there might have even been a Reaper gap down here. Dude, there actually probably was, huh? Hey, what up, Kirk? Good to see ya. There actually probably was a Reaper gap. Yeah, let's mark out from here to here. It's either this one or this one. I'm gonna go with the lower one. Dang, I can't believe I just screw this up every day. It's like so obvious in hindsight. Come on, dude, what am I doing? I'm slacking. Like, I don't know if this is gonna be low, but it might be. Oh my gosh, bro. Are you serious? Actually, this was last night, but still. Oh my gosh. So yeah, dang, bro. So there's that Reaper gap. We might even just call this a 5-minute Reaper gap. Probably was. Oh, maybe a 3-minute one. I'm just gonna go look back and look. Did I trade my model? I don't even know what you mean by that, honestly. I always trade my one of my models. Okay, so obviously, well, maybe you could actually use this, but I guess this is a 1-minute Reaper, so you probably need to go on the 15-second and look for change in state out of it. Dude, it's just like, I can't believe how much I suck to not be able to catch this when it happens. It's like, oh my gosh. Like, come on. This is crazy RR. Dude, I don't know. I know I said it was a 1-minute Reaper, but this is too low time frame. I can barely make out what's going on here. So I'll probably just wait for 1 minute. Change in state off of it. Even 1 minute's kind of like. Point is, we use the Reaper gap, right? That's the point I was trying to make. So let's go ahead and make note of that. I mean, as always, you could have entered on change in state off of that. I don't know, this was in the middle of the night. It's really not that big a deal. That's kind of besides the point. I want to actually get to New York price action from the 1-hour breaker. So this was in the middle of the night. Once again, goes to show trading London, it can have potential, you know, but you got to be on the charts at that exact time. Just goes to show, like, I feel like if I just had everything figured out, like if I didn't have to, if I could just be chilling in my own place, from there on, I feel like I could pretty sustainably make money in the markets. But it's just like the stress of, I don't know, everything else just makes it harder. So yeah, we obviously use this 1-hour breaker. I guess let's ignore the Reaper right now. As I said, it was also a 15-minute breaker. So I guess the lesson here is we really should have been looking at the 15-minute breaker. That's kind of a big lesson here. Maybe even marked it out maybe even should have marked it out like that. Yo, man, I can make you into a very profitable trader, man, with ICD concepts. Bro, I don't need everyone that comes in here to try and teach me how to trade. Pretty aware of how to trade. Okay, let's just stick to having this be a 1-hour breaker. Oh my gosh, and did we backtest the new? Yeah, we backtest. This is the other thing I was talking about. We were utilizing this old new week opening gap. So yeah, all of this combines, and then you get this really nice narrative of, oh wow, we have a 1-hour breaker, we have a new week opening gap, everything fits together perfectly like a puzzle. So you see how this breaker is the highest up close candle before the move lower, and then we have a new week opening gap here. I think it's back tested. It's just like, why can't, I mean, I did see this. No. I'm not gonna even say why can't I see this. I did see this, bro. So where's the disconnect? I'll show you guys. I saw this. It's not like I didn't see this. I put this in my notes, in my journal. Here, let's switch this over. I saw this live. So where's the disconnect? Why can't I get my entry? Right? So here, I think I was looking at, I can't remember what, it might have put it in like, yeah, so look, right, I have the new week opening gap, like exactly as we have it here. I have a question. What do you use London high / low or Asian high / low in Asian market? What? Oh, like if I was trading Asia, what would I use? I would use New York PM's high and low and New York AM's high and low, and then the old previous days Asia high and low and London high and low. Is it best to use 15-minute order block for inverse or VI gaps? They're just two different things, bro. There's not one better than the other. So yeah, you can see I had this all marked out. You guys can see clearly. I had this all marked out, the entire thing. So where's the disconnect? That's what I want to figure out. Where's the disconnect between me mapping out the entire model and me executing? Because obviously we knew this was gonna occur. We obviously knew, right? I had that arrow marked out and everything. So where's the disconnect? And how do I learn from it? Well, it's a 1 hour breaker. So we drop down to a 5 minute. See if there's a 5 minute change in state. See, like I said, there's no real obvious 5 minute change in state. I mean, you get this, and I knew that we were gonna react off of this. This was nice. So, like this. Here, I'll show you. So here's the market maker model, right? We also had SMTs all through here. So let's pull up the SMT indicator, see if it still shows them. Hopefully it does. Anyway, there were SMTs through here. We had tons of SMTs. So, I mean, you could have just taken this as a 5 minute change in state, and that may have been fine. But the thing about it is, sometimes it's not. Oh, man. Obviously, it worked out. So, here, let's pull up ES. So, there should be SMTs all through here. So, like, SMT with this low, right? So if you trade New York session and Asia session, you would use 2 p.m. high and if you was to trade New York session and Asian session, so if you was to trade New York session and Asia session, you would use the 2 p.m. high and low and wait for price to go above the high, pull back, and then short the green FVGs, like shorting the low of the green. Yeah, something like that you could do if you want. Yeah, I think the SMTs with this low, yeah. SMTs here and here. I'm pretty sure there was an SMT on YM or something on the other. There's so many SMTs here. SMT, and then if I go to YM. So, like, there was opportunity Can you talk about the disconnect more? I feel like I have that problem too. The disconnect? Wait, what do you mean? Like what I was saying, like knowing what was gonna happen but not execute, like not seeing the entry, you mean? Is that what you're talking about? Because that's honestly my issue right now. Is this YM? Nah, we're still looking at ES. Why are we looking at ES still? So I believe there was SMT with YM. So yeah, we have stacked SMTs here. So yeah, I am talking about that. I'm trying to figure out like where's the disconnect here. Because I think okay, I do think part of the disconnect is you never know how much it's gonna manipulate. I think that's a big issue for me. Like I'll know, okay, drawing the quitties higher, but I could still think we could get a Judas swing that takes these lows out. So big part of it is a lot of it's probably waiting for SMT. That is a nice indication. That's why SMT is valuable. It's like, okay, market is bottoming here. To solve the issue, you need to see the setups better, like auto indicators that make it easy to see and take the setup every time. This is true. But I mean, it's also just keep going, just keep learning and practicing. I don't know. There's not really an easy solution. Just keep showing up and keep trying. I think that's a big part of it, and you just keep getting better and better. So with this, right, we get 5-minute change in state off of this. There's probably a better lower time frame one, honestly. But we do end up using this as a 5-minute change in state. Yeah, guys, it's tough. It's tough. I wish it was easier. So this was 6-hour SMT. Wow, we really had stacked sequential SMTs. That's crazy. That's actually so sick. Look at this. We had this. I don't know if this happens a lot, but we had 90-minute SMT and London SMT. Is it price action distracting from your setup? Well, it's not. I mean, it's just overwhelming. There's no, because sometimes there might not be an obvious setup. That's a big thing for me. Like, I'm not seeing anything necessarily obvious. It's hard, man. I don't know. There's no one answer. It's just hard. I do that. I try and have small size. So I do that. Okay, so I would go like this. Yeah, guys, I don't know all the answers. I wish I did, but I don't. And that's okay. And then maybe put stop loss at the end of this. So I'd do stop loss at the end of this body, or even maybe this wick. Actually, oh man, I can't decide. Yeah, I'd say target 2 projections off of this. So like stop loss like this. Stack sequential SMTs, baby. Royal flush. Kinda. But I don't like taking these higher time frame trades. This is just kind of like an outline for, maybe you could use this for bias, honestly. But I don't like taking these because, I mean, because the reality is when the market's consolidating, the odds of a 5-minute, 1-hour model hitting, it's not that high. And clearly the market at this time, you could maybe argue it wasn't expanding. but I would definitely want to use this for bias. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of the SMTs here. But yeah, new week opening gap. Back tested. And then 1 hour breaker, 5 minute change in state. Now I did kind of note this, but yeah, it's not easy. So I would use this for bias, and then the trade that I really liked was going down into discount of the breaker. We have a Reaper gap, and it's also the first presented for value gap. That's where things get crazy, guys. So use this I would say use this model. Check this out. I'm actually gonna back up a little bit. Oh, I guess it's not 90-minute SMT. It's partial 90-minute SMT. Still though. Maybe I should stop caring if it's partial SMT. Meaning, not with the actual low of the quarter. I think it doesn't matter, honestly. Dude, I don't know if I'm vibing with the percent signs. I've been using them for a bit. I don't know. So I would just say probably use this for bias. So flow state retest. Hey, this happened at 10:35. Well, I guess we got the expansion candle at 10:35. So we actually hit it at 10:30. Yeah. Flow state retest, 1 hour, 5 minute. Yeah, I would just say use this for bias. And then look for lower time frame entry, which easier said than done. But yeah, so you might be like, okay, what was he talking about earlier? So if you guys didn't see, I was talking about how we had the first presented for value gap overlap with the Reaper gap, right? So this right here is the first presented for value gap, right? 932. And it's also a Reaper because it's a for value gap and discount of a breaker. So I call this the superstar gap. Bro, it just makes me mad. Like, oh, it could not be more obvious that we're gonna go higher off of that. Shoot, man. I'm getting tired. So yeah, so off the new week opening gap with SMT. There's 5 minute change in state. 1 hour breaker. and then there's that superstar gap. Meaning first center for value gap and also a Reaper gap. Just my nickname for it. Oh man, dude, I'm too tired for this. Man, working all day, every day, it gets exhausting. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, man, I had to hold this one. I had to hold this. I mean, I just had to hold it. I knew this was likely to work, dude. So yeah. There's a 15-second inversion. I mean, that's the aligned time frame. There's also a 30-second inversion. I'll show both of them. Yeah, with this one, you can't go break even. Sucks. I took this, man. I took this. Took this exact trade. But you can't go break even on it. Well, you can go break even, but you have to put the break even where it's supposed to be. So, for instance, I took this trade. I got filled. Probably like up here. And so I went break even when we take these highs, and then I stopped at break even. But had I taken it with the normal fill, well, not, or if I had put the break even spot where I was supposed to get filled, then actually there's really no reason I've gotten stopped out on this, right? So now you kind of see like, oh shoot, that was a execution error, not a like. That was just an execution error. Like, I forgot that. Well, I didn't forget. I just didn't really realize that when I take a trade, my break-even spot should be at the spot that it's supposed to be according to the backtesting of where it should be mechanically at break-even, not where I got filled at break-even. So, super niche thing to realize, but it matters, right? So, I was planning on going break-even at that high, and yeah. Lesson is go break even, not based off of where you got filled, but based off of where it's supposed to be. Not easy to do. And I tried to take this. I got stopped out of break even. Should have just held it, man. But it's hindsight. So that's a huge lesson. So I'll talk about that in the market recap. Not to mention, I think. Oh, we'll get into the really good one, the really good entry at the bottom. So yeah, 1036 inversion for value gap, 30-second. There was a really good trade off the 15-second. So it's a 1 minute. It's a 1 minute superstar gap, meaning first spinner for value gap and Reaper. So I'm gonna line that with either a 15-second CISD or a 15-second IPG. And what do you see here, right? You get that 15-second IPG off of the 1 minute superstar gap. And all of a sudden, oh, wow, shoot. That was, yeah, that was incredible. That was incredible. I would go break even here because at this point, yeah. I go break even here because at this point, now this higher time frame gap has been inverse, so I would not anticipate us to come back. Once again, break even point. Let's say I got filled here, right? Break-even point still needs to be here, not where I got filled. Huge lesson from today. So 1 minute superstar gap, 15-second IPG. And so this is flow state, but using an inversion, not 15-second inversion, CSD. So I'm making a new name for this specific situation where it's the superstar gap. I'm gonna call it the World 9. The World 9 trade. Because in like Super Mario, like, I don't know, that was like the I feel like this is like the highest level, highest tier trade you can get. Like, we got a Reaper and a first line for value gap, and we get a line time frame inversion off of it. So I'm naming it once again after Super Mario, but I'm calling it the World 9 model. We might even go 8 projections of this. Oh. We go 8 of there. Yeah, that's crazy. So there it is, the World 9. My first ever journal entry of it. Oh, not to mention 1035 is when we ricochet off of this superstar gap. So what does that tell you? It's higher probability, right? 1035. So 1035 is a 9. I will have a video on 369 coming out later, but alright. There's always so much to review. Yeah, so I think there was this inversion up. Shoot, man. Why do I just miss all the good trades? Why? Why? Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at that. Inversion. Just beautiful, man. Oh my gosh, I just have issues. I would take this on the 15-second, so dang, bro. You see this? You see this? When you see this inversion, you know we're gonna go up to that high. You know what I'm saying? You know, when we get this, we're gonna drop to this high. Ugh. Heck. This is a good trade. We even had SMT with this low. Yeah, there's really every reason to love this trade. Oh man, trading's hard. I wish trading wasn't so hard, but then again, I don't, because if trading was easier, then it wouldn't work, I guess. But yeah, this was probably a trade of the day or something like that. And yeah, I just execute this inversion here like this. I don't even need. I wouldn't even care if the higher time frame one inverse or not, because so I don't even know if the 30-second inverse is. If I'm looking at the 15-second and I see this, I'm still hitting that. I'm still hitting this, even if I don't know if a 30-second inverse, because this is just really light bulb. And what is that? 2.44 RR. It's crazy. Oh, man. Just one trade like that a day. That's such a good trade. You could even target the high. But I probably wouldn't. I just go like that. Just so nice, dude. And even this, I think that might have been a, I don't know if there was an inversion actually, now that I think about it. .44 inversion for value, I got 15 seconds. Dang, bro. I might take a break. You know what's crazy is 9:45 actually. 9:45 is an even crazier entry, because 9:45 is the Jan entry, and the 9:45. Ooh, we gotta talk about that, because wait, 9:45, that's 369 time. Oh my gosh, bro, what a crazy entry. So 9:45. So this is an IPG Jan entry. Off the fair value gap, the high, and it occurs right at 9:45. Man, that's so sick. 9:45 is just such a good time. One day, bro. One day I'm gonna catch these. And it occurs at, drum roll please, 9:45. Pal speaking on BTC. Why? What does Powell have to do with BTC? It's incredible. And monetary policy. Yeah, but why? Like, what does it have to do with Bitcoin? Inversion. Well, I get IPG Jan entry on the 15-second. Okay. How's Bitcoin doing anyway? Wait, let me make sure that yeah, 9:45 inversion probably get Jan entry. Yeah, how is Bitcoin doing anyway? Alright, so I guess it's going back up. It was dumping again. Well, I guess it's kind of... it did have a crazy dump, I guess. Oh, I don't know, man. Market's still looking a lot stronger than Bitcoin is. I mean, like NASDAQ market and stuff. Oh my gosh. I might need a break, dude. Yeah. Dude, I don't know how much of backtesting I'm gonna do today. I mean, today was beautiful. I think I'll probably go more in detail on today on the weekend. We'll see. Okay. Okay, let's get rid of this for now. I like watching live more because then I don't have to pull up the other assets to look for SMTs. I can just look at them live. I gotta start getting enough sleep. It's not easy. But yeah, the main thing was the fact that we had a breaker and a fair value gap overlapped with each other. Yeah, I'm going to still be going, at least for a little bit longer, because I got to get enough to make the market recap. I mean, it really was a very simple day in essence. We had the series of highest up close candles before the giant dump that occurred last week. So we know that these are going to be very sensitive. Specifically, the highest one is going to be very sensitive, and then you can mark these out with, mark this breaker out. So this is the breaker block. This is the gap. And you can just see how the market essentially just remembers it. It just remembers it, and then we get to move higher. So, in essence, it was not a very complicated day. Bullish bias, basically, is essentially what it was. Bullish bias. The nice thing is, I still think we have opportunity this entire week. I mean, we're in a good spot. We're not really consolidating. We're obviously moving in one direction or another. I'd be a lot more annoyed if we had price action like this. Like price action where we're not moving in a given direction. I hate that. But this kind of feels like the market's ready to do something. So I'm feeling good about this week. Hopefully we get more good days like today. I wish I caught something, but we'll just keep moving forward. I mean, I should have caught that 3R, but messed up my break-even spot. What else do we look at? Yeah, I mean, the draw on liquidity was higher. Man, I want the maybe I can get the SMT indicator to pull up the old ones. SMT look back. Yeah, let's just turn this up to like. So remember, this was normally at 5. Let's turn this up to like 30 or something like that. Oh well, 40 works too. Dude, it's gonna pull up so many. The heck? 40's too many. Okay, let's try 20. It won't go higher than 20. That's crazy. Yeah, it's not going back further. It's kind of pointless to put that up that high, so I'll just keep it at 5. Yeah. It's really only useful in live time, honestly. So, okay. We do end up getting a Judas swing. It was so tricky because we got like a little mini Judas swing. It was like mini Judas swing, no, microscopic Judas swing, baby Judas, mini Judas swing, small Judas swing. Oh no, yeah, microscopic Judas swing, baby Judas swing, real Judas swing, and then we get higher. Like that's so confusing, bro. I think this gap was a good was good to use. Now, I did note that I wanted to use this gap, but I should have actually done it. I was thinking about taking a trade out of this, and you know, we ended up getting it. It's probably also a 5-minute gap. Yup. So you can just see there's just obviously a 5-minute gap in discount. And so what can we do here? We can look for 30-second change state to the upside. So this is also fine, right? The same exact trade as that inversion, but now this is also flow state. So we get a sweep of lows. Once again, though, it's frustrating. It's like I have to be on the chart at this exact time, and if I don't see it, then I'm screwed. Why is it so hard? If I don't see it this exact second, I'm screwed, dude. But yeah, if you could just freeze time and say objectively, like if you could freeze time and say objectively, is this a good trade? You would every single person, at least that all of us would just say, yeah, duh, right? 5-minute gap, it's reclaimed. We've already used it, making it stronger. And we sweep liquidity, and we're going into the macro, and we get 30-second change in state. Virtually no drawdown. We can project out the manipulation leg. That's what I would do here. So I'd go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whew. Who would have thought? Perfectly 4 projections up. That's 4R because I'd go stop loss. Well, I don't know. I'd probably put stop loss at the actual low, actually. And the thing about this, if you entered on the retest, then you actually would get 4R. So that's crazy, man. That's not easy to do. I'd probably enter on the close. Yeah, I would. I would definitely enter on the close. Dude, this was clean. Once again, beautiful trade. If you could catch it. My love-hate relationship with trading. It's like, it's so perfect, but does that mean that I'm gonna catch it? Not necessarily. Just makes me mad. So yeah, this was a partial 90-minute SMT. Wow, man. If you could just freeze time and say, objectively, is this a good trade? You're going to say yes. Every time. So why I'm not worried the algorithm's ever going to stop. Because I see this crap every single day. And I'm like, oh yeah. The algorithm's never going to stop, bro. It's like, oh yeah. It just keeps going and going and going. I like to call it algorithms, though, because the way I see it, it's not just one algorithm. It's just a whole bunch of different things people coded. Everyone, think about it. Everyone's coded a profitable trading strategy, has it coded. And it's algorithms, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. To say it's just one single one, it's like, it's a whole bunch. Everyone, it's just profitable trading strategies all coded. least that's my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. There could be one single algorithm. That'd be crazy, but I don't know. Probably not. Like, for instance, like Dodgy coded his indicator. It's the perfect example of what I'm saying. Like, people just, they're gonna, when they get profitable trading strategies, they're gonna code them, aka algorithms, right? Man, could you imagine? So this was also at 9:45 as well. So you imagine, bro, 9:45. This was right at the 369 time. 9:45, right there. Crazy. Yeah, I'm full porting this. Just kidding. But still, like, wow. Just crazy. Just goes to show you, like, we really are so close, but it's just a matter of seeing it live. And I think that just comes with showing up every day. Eventually, you show up enough times to the charts, you're going to catch this stuff live. I mean, how many... It's like, you can only watch the same thing so many times for, like, I've seen this before. I've seen this before. I know what we're doing. And then you smack one. And then you smack another one. And then all of a sudden, you smacked 4 in 1 week. And it's like... You just got to keep showing up. I mean, as much as it sucks, we know these markets move to run through old highs and old lows. We know that the markets sweep out lows and go back up. So just keep showing up, man. Just keep showing up. That's what I'm talking to myself when I say that. Like, I'm just going to keep showing up every single day because I know these markets, they move like this. They're never going to not move like this. So there we go. There's a 369 time, right? Bang. I mean, think about it. Like, in the grand scheme of things, like, you fail for, like, for me, I've been trading, like, a year. In the grand scheme of things, a year, that's baby levels of anything, right? People, now, a year is not a long time. So, like, who knows, by next year, I might be cooking. I might be just absolutely cooking every single day. How cool would that be? Minute, 30-second. And I guess just to show that you could enter on the retest. That's crazy to think that... Wow, I never realized how much of a difference that makes. Entering on the retest versus the close. Look at this, guys. This is such a subtle thing. But entering on the retest instead of the close... Dang, bro. That's a lot of RR. You guys see that difference? 3.5R versus 4R. That is somewhat significant. I'm not gonna lie. 3.5R versus 4R just for putting a different kind of order in. That's somewhat significant. I'm not gonna lie. Something to consider, right? When you see this, just slap that limit order underneath. But dude, I'm entering on that close every time. Because, like, what if it doesn't come back, bro? But, yeah, it's probably more worth it to put the limit order in. Yeah, so there's 9:45. This one's a CSD. No, 9:46. I don't know. I would still kind of consider this 9:45. Yeah, no, I'll say 9:46. Flow state, retest, 5 minute, 30-second. Yeah, I mean, it was really like, I would say this. It was really like the same two or three trades, just in different forms of the same thing. It was this inversion, this inversion. No, that's it, bro. It was this inversion. This was a really good trade right here. Going into the first macro, and then this inversion, which I took, and I messed up the break even. So yeah, it's okay. It is okay. I mean, there was maybe this short, and I was thinking about something like that. What I'm talking about is this. But the issue is, one, I wasn't bearish. But I do think this was pretty decent. I'm curious. We must have gone pretty significantly down, huh? Oh man, it would have been way cooler if we went 4 projections. Maybe we did, and I'm measuring it out badly. One, two, three. We did. Just because the show, usually you just measure things out bad. That's crazy. So we probably had a 5-minute gap and then 30-second change in state. But that's more of an advanced entry, probably. But still, we'll look at it. So it was like, yeah, it was like this 5-minute. What was it? It was this 5-minute gap here. So this 5-minute gap, and then there we go, 30-second change of state to the downside off of it. We go pretty deep into it though. That is interesting. Oh, actually, it was this gap, huh? Yeah, it was a reclaim. I don't know. Maybe there's just not an obvious one. Yeah, maybe honestly, guys, I would just not use a higher time frame PD array with this one. I think this one is just best as a CASD retest. So look at this. So high resistant liquidity. We sweep out the high. And then 30-second change in state. Maybe we need to do 15-second change of state. I think that might be why I'm measuring this out badly. Yeah. So there it is. So once again, if I could be a perfect robot, then I could take trades like this. So I would just call this a CISD retest. But yeah, that was nice. Could you imagine taking that? Holy. Advanced. I would target like 2 projections or 1 projection. I don't need anything fancy. Still though, crazy that that's a thing. Why is trading gotta be so hard though? Nice displacement, I will admit. Hey, Javier, what up, bro? But like, I'm not catching this for real, but still, it's just a little cool note. Like, Robots are probably taking this. It's just hard. Maybe I'll take another break. But yeah, I had the bias right. And yeah, I wouldn't have taken this because I wouldn't have shorted, but 939. That's a 3. That is a 3. 939. I'm just gonna call the CISD retest. 15-second, and it was at 3. Oh man, I'm getting tired again. Okay, I'm going to go on another break. I have a headache. Yeah, I think that was trade of the day there. Once again, bias was bullish. So what was this? This looks nice. It's a 15-minute inversion in the middle of the night. That was probably worth taking as well. But and at the end of the day, this was Phoenix. Phoenix at the bottom of the breaker. It was Phoenix at the bottom of the breaker. That was one way you could have taken it. I'll show you guys what I mean. So let's go to YM. So you can see that there's the low, and well, YM just is doing something else. I guess it was like this. YM was like this, and then here's that rejection block. And then yeah, so this was a Phoenix 0 on the hourly. Sometimes it's nice to note high time frame ideas so you can go on the lower time frame and execute using them. So this would be like, I don't even know. I'm not even gonna put um the stop loss, take profit, and long short position tool on the chart because I just don't feel like it. But this was probably like a lot of our R. So yeah, maybe just take this at 9 o'clock. Phoenix 0, or you could look for lower time frame confirmation. It's on the 1 hour, and yeah, 9 o'clock Phoenix 0 right there. Man, today just felt like it was just laughing in my face. Like, it really wasn't that hard. It was actually very good price action. Very good. At the very least, I should have caught that first one for value gap. First strike trade. Because it shows sometimes you honestly maybe should just always have the first sentence for value gap on your chart. Because when you always have the first sentence for value gap on your chart, it's kind of hard to miss. It's kind of hard to miss when you perfectly come down into the first sentence for value gap and then perfectly go back up out of it. You know what I mean? That's one reason that I really like the first sentence for value gap. It's very hard to miss when you perfectly come down into this. I mean, it's very, very hard to miss. I can clearly see, oh, wow, we're first sentence for value gap, we're coming. Oh, bang, we hit it. We reverse off of it. Like, I mean, this is just, it's not hard to see this. And I maybe should just have the first sentence for value gap always marked out. I would consider this change in state too, so maybe you don't like this as an inversion. Still, I would take this as a change in state, just using this as a change in state. So either way, like I said, you can honestly align key levels with either inversion for value gaps or change states or inversion for value gaps is what I've started to realize. So anyway, first strike here. Using an inversion for value gap. Crazy how powerful this is. Okay. So 10:35 first strike. Alright, we should look at something different. I noted how we had this like little Wyckoff thing. I should have maybe taken more consideration into this little Wyckoff pattern we had. Because look at this. We ended up, first of all, we rejected this artificial void. Remember we had that halt and it created this void. So this is a new day opening gap, kind of. And we ended up getting this like little Wyckoff thing where we go 1, 2, 3, sweep, and then sweep, and then fair value gap. So I'm just gonna call this an end dog, even though I don't know. I guess it is an end dog. I would say. So end dog. I'll just put end dog halt, meaning it's the end dog from the halt, right? Whoops. And now you can clearly see the market getting Wyckoff into the end dog. And so here's Wyckoff. We might need to make a new template for Wyckoff. Or like some kind of new template. Yeah, bro. I'm a start marking out Wyckoff like this. And then essentially we have this 2022 for value gap. I don't know if that's ugly or not. Maybe let's just mark it out normally. But yeah, this was on the 32nd. I kind of underestimated it, I'm not gonna lie. I thought it might not work, but it did. And I'm getting a little tired for this, so I might just end this soon and then film. So there's sweep 1, and there's sweep 2. So it's a little Wyckoff pattern, and then so I don't know what they call it, but you guys know what it is probably. If you don't, then I don't know, but there's that 2022 gap. Dude, I should make a video on Wyckoff because it's actually kind of nice. Yeah, that's crazy nice. And I think we had S&T at the high, so let's go back to ES. Man, once again, I wish I could freeze time and look at the trades in frozen time and ask myself, is this a nice trade? And then I'd be like, oh yeah, this is a great trade. Dude, my eyes are starting to hurt. yeah, and then we go down. We end up drawing 2, the first one for value gap. So, what the heck? Yeah, nice little end dog from the hall, and then 2022 model here. You backtest only discretionary models? I don't even know how to answer that. They're all models. It's just I have a whole bunch of different ones, so it's not like full. Like, I don't even know. Like, I trade AMD. I trade understanding of markets. I don't trade mechanically a single model, because that's not really how the markets move. My head hurts. It's too hard for me to explain it right now. Mechanical trading is proven to be profitable. Okay, good for you, bro. I trade. Dude, the market's the greatest teacher. I look at what happened to the market, I learn from it, and I let the market teach me. It's not more complicated than that. Bro, mechanical trading's proven. Give me your studies, bro. Give me. What are you even saying? Give me your studies. Give me your mechanical proven strategy that's profitable. Sorry, my head just really hurts right now. Mean reversion? Bro, I don't think you know anything about what you're talking about. I'm not gonna lie. These markets move to hunt liquidity. They move to manipulate and expand. They don't respect. They're not gonna. Your mechanical model. I mean, you don't, if you're just trading a mechanical model, you have no understanding of how the market's actually looking to seek liquidity, what the market's doing on the higher time frame, going top down, analyzing the higher time frame model down to the lower time frame model. You have no idea. You just trade your blind mechanical strategy. I mean, sure, it might work, but then you're gonna complain when it's not working. You're not gonna understand why. I mean, at the end of the day, do you want a deeper level of understanding, or do you want to trust something you don't understand, and then when it stops working, you're going to cry about it? Like, you got to, in my opinion, have a deep understanding of these markets. Understand it's to accumulate, manipulate, expand, hunt liquidity, and it's all fractal. Market maker models in all time frames. I don't, my head just really hurts right now. Like, dude, if you want a deeper understanding, you can't just blindly, mechanically, like, I personally, that's just not my training style, so I'm not going to do that. '22 model, 30-second. You're not trading mechanical? Okay, I don't know what what you're even saying anymore then. Okay. Man, I think we retested OT as well. Wow. That is insane, bro. What a crazy sniper precision entry. So we could go down to I'd just go down to a 15-second. I know that's kind of weird to line the 15-second with a 30-second. But dude, it worked here, right? So this is, I guess maybe it was a 1 minute gap. It might have been. Hang on. Yeah, so it was a 1 minute gap. So I can definitely do this where we have a 1 minute gap, and then we line this with the 15-second. Might have even had a suspension block. I would not even be surprised. I'm gonna end the stream in just a second, and I'm gonna make the market recap. Dang, this is insane. So there's the 15-second change in state right there. So you might have even been able to get like crazy RR on this. Like, let's see. Projecting this out. Yeah. So from here to here is 4. Dang, bro. And then 7. And then we just to the, man, that's crazy. And then we send it all the way down, bro. That is so nice. So there's 8 projections. Give me your thoughts about SMC. I'm trying to learn it, or should I go off with Wyckoff theory? Both are nice, dude. You're literally looking at Wyckoff and smart money concepts in the same picture. So just trade what makes sense to you, bro, and ignore everyone else. That's my advice, because so many people are gonna try and tell you what to do and how to trade. It's like, bruh, like, just look at what happened. Learn from the market itself. Don't let other people tell you. Yo, what up, Javier? Wish I could catch this live. Be so nice if I could catch that live. Oh my gosh, one day I'll get there. One day. Alright, so that's 2022 plus, where you take a change of state off a whatever it's called, off the 2022 model. Right at the start of the Hydra macro too. 1 minute aligning with the 15-second. Alright. Have you ever marked out a setup on a lower time frame, then zoomed out to a higher time frame to see how it looks? For example, one you're charting right now. Yeah, I mean, I already looked at it. We had a 15-minute CRT here. But yeah, it made a lot of sense. We'll do that right now, actually. We had a 15-minute, essentially a 15-minute, this was obviously that halt void thing. And then we had a 15-minute, a giant gap. And I guess it was the bottom of this order block. But I don't know what you're noting in specific. I mean, obviously had this kind of like giant gap here, so like 30-minute or 1 hour. Yeah, I mean, the main thing was it was breaker. So like that. So we reject that. And then as well, the 15-minute CRT. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, what are you thinking? I need to end the stream, guys. I want to just make the market recap and be done today. I'm so tired. Let's go. I got a sub. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream. Let's see how many people are watching, if any. Dang, where is the charger? Okay, I'll take a break and then I'll film and then yeah. This isn't it. Hello, how's it going, Daryl? I'm about to end the stream, but appreciate you stopping in, bro. What do you think about trading Asia? Nothing wrong with it. I love. You can trade anytime. I'm trying to stay consistent right now and streamline it. I could there's nothing against my rules. I could trade now, but my head hurts so bad, so I'm not gonna trade right now. So yeah, I'm gonna end the stream, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry if I've been a little. How do I make this big? Sorry if I've been a little bit in an attitude, but I kind of have a headache, so yeah. If it'll let me go big. I don't know how to make it big right now. Alright. Yeah, sorry, I've been in a little bit of a mood, but I'm exhausted. And yeah, I'm gonna end the stream, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna make the market recap. I'll see you guys later.